did that I observed was this. You had your left hand back here and your right hand here. That will not work for the move. You want to take the two poi. You don't want to do that. You want to have the two hands roughly in line with each other, but the two poi angled in front of you like a triangle, sort of. Not as steep, like a very shallow angle. So it's like this, not like this, like this. So the planes of the poi intersect with each other like this so that the two tethers can hit each other, right? So, you know, not this angle, or imagine my arms are the poi. So not that steep, but more like this kind of angle, so that the center of the tethers will hit like an X in front of you. I don't know where your elbows need to be for you to be comfortable. I would not say I have mine tucked in at all, personally. I think they're in a normal place. And I also do it lower, like I don't do it up here, I do it down here. But that's personal preference. I wouldn't say what's better than do it this way. Not prescriptive, because it's me. Then also you have to start in split time. So it's split time. The two hands are roughly in line with each other. They are going the same direction. Yes, okay, so same direction, split time. Yeah, so that, yeah. Okay, great. So like that. And then what you're doing is you're trying to take, because you're in clockwise, you're gonna take your right hand, it's gonna pull up when they hit, the left one's gonna push down, and then you're gonna pull through the tangle. So at the point of collision, you have to apply extra force, going upward with the right and downward with the left to get through the tangle. You wanna make sure it's the center of both tethers. So right now you're taking your left tip of your ball and it's hitting the center of the right tether. You want the center of the left tether to hit the center of the right tether, center to center, both centers. Now you have to remember to pull through at the point of impact. So push your left arm down and pull your right arm up. The way you're standing, you have your left hip back. I'm trying to explain. Right now, the way you're standing, you have your left hip back, so you're skewed. You want it to be even on your front plane, so you want to have them. Remember they're essentially, so if I were to model what you're doing, you're starting in same time like this, they're pretty close together, then you split it into split time, and then you have your little angle, and then you're gonna tangle, but tangle better than I did. Keep your split time circle. When you come out, keep your split time circle. Split time, split time, split time, split time. Wax on, wax off. We're doing a little Mr. Miyagi shit. Yeah. Okay, and now what's happening is on the point where it's sliding, what you're doing is you're pulling your arm sideways as opposed to maintaining that up and down force, which is why that last one worked, but the one before it didn't. And what's happening is at the point where the two tethers hit, they start losing momentum, and because you have such a thick leash, you need even more power to push through the point of the tangle to continue the actual motion of the tangle, because you're losing energy to the force of the rope as it's doing the tangle around the other rope. So if you're going this way, you push the left up, right down. Same basic idea. Stop doing this. Yes. So it's this going this way or this going this way. And you really want to remember to do those circles. Like this, or like this. Yes. But it's much faster than what your hands are doing right now. So it's really this, boom, boom. Yeah, but you're doing front and back. It's not this. It is not that at all. No, it's this. It's this. So your hand doesn't go behind the frame of your body, and there's no front to back. There's also none of this. Like, it's not this. It's this. Basically circles. Or this. That was just too much tip on that last one. So it's just like ball to ball and there's no leash for it to wrap around, then it won't really do the air wrap. Don't do this if you have fresh nipple piercings, is my coaching. One thing that can be helpful when you think about this is thinking about the point of impact And at the point of impact, I want you to exhale, like as if you're doing karate and you're punching somebody, right? So instead of a punch, what you're really doing is you're pushing through. I'm giving it extra force. Well, extra force that hopefully works, but extra force to get it through the tangle. Oh, well, it's much harder to do up here. Like, how do you get that? You're not starting evenly. That's why it's going that way. You remember your triangle. So I'm looking for a triangle here. I'm looking for a triangle here. I'm looking to hit the center to the center. Equal and opposite force. Once they hit, no sideways pulling. Remember to pull up with one hand, push down with the other hand, and yeah, I can show you really well how to fucking do that. There we go. So then your first assignment is to get it. Your second assignment is to see if you can get more than one in a row without having to do this in the middle, right? So you want to do 1 and 2. Then once you get 2, you want to keep going and try and do multiple ones. Then I would say the next step is figuring out a transition into it. So I'll demonstrate a couple of transitions you could try into it. So if this is your preferred direction, which it is clockwise to me, but if I were mirroring you, you'd be in counterclockwise. You could be, say, in a pinwheel and come down like this. In a pinwheel, come down like this. In a pinwheel, come down like this. Or you could be the pinwheel or the air wrap. Pinwheel, extension, air wrap. And it's a mini extension I'm doing. Pinwheel, mini extension, air wrap. Pinwheel, mini extension, air wrap. Or you could do weave. So for the direction that you want to do in counterclockwise, you would turn from an overhand weave to your right and then do the air wrap there. And then you could go back into your weave. Air wrap, back to your weave. Air wrap. Or if you get both of them, then you could go one side, air wrap, back to the weave, other side, air wrap, back to the weave. First side, air wrap, back to the weave. Other side, air wrap, back to the weave. Now, understanding, of course, from a performance perspective, audiences, I don't think, can really see that this is actually a tangle. So I think a very effective way to perform it is to be able to repeat multiple ones in a row so they can see it multiple times, and you stand a chance of them having an idea of how cool it is. But this is a completely masturbatorial move in a certain sense, because audiences, they have no idea what they are seeing. That said, I do think because of the change in size and the acceleration that happens, especially if you do like a mini, like if you do an extension going into it like this, I think the size change and the speed differential makes it a more interesting performance move. Your mileage may vary. I can go from my flowers, right? If I'm doing my flowers here, I could go from my flower into doing it on the side. So most of my performance experiences have been in a 270 degree U or a 360 degree, except for the performances like Union Square, which was on a flat stage. But even in Union Square, where the audience was in front, there were still people on the sides and in the back. So it was mostly front facing, but I still performed for the sides. I am a firm believer performing in the round is amazing stuff. And this is why I'm always promoting turning. Because you get to face everybody. And the thing is, if I'm doing something even as simple as a weave turnaround, right? So if this is a weave turnaround and I'm doing a strict turn there where you're always seeing the circle. But if I do a lazy turn, also known as a Trinity turn, where instead of turning 180 degrees, I turn 120 degrees or less, what ends up happening is, notice how now you're seeing a completely different angle of the move, which changes what everybody in the audience is seeing throughout. And I think it can really make the performance far more interesting. That was the same move, just performed with a lazier turn. So instead of me doing a solid, like a real 180 degree turn, now I'm just, okay, so now see how this is, so I did a 120 degree turn. And now I'm going to do another 120 degree turn. And now I'm going to do another 120, or maybe it's not even 120. And if you just do these lazy turns and you learn how to let your angle fall down a little bit, you can really promote a completely different sense of what people are seeing in the audience, a way to connect with everybody, and you take the same technique and you've made it way more interesting for people because they're seeing it from different angles and it suddenly doesn't look like the same thing. So your repertoire appears far greater than it actually is, although the reality is being able to do the Trinity turn is its own technique. So there's that.